Alright guys, hey, what's up? So normally I do this show in the car, but today I decided not to. I'm home from lunch and I've got a little bit of time to talk. I was listening to Rush Limbaugh today and he said some things that I had predicted once before, so I figured I want to date this video first because I'm going to make a prediction here. So here's the date, Tuesday, September 19th, 2017. You just saw me type that in right there. So anyway, okay, so this is going to be about climate change, and this is going to be about where we're heading with this scenario. So about a year ago, maybe two, I can't quite remember how long ago it was because I've said these things a couple of times, but I was having a conversation with one of my friends, Norman, and we were talking about climate change, and I told him, well, I know where they're heading with this, and I made the prediction that what was going to happen was eventually they're going to run out of cards to play. And that's starting to happen right now. They're finally starting to admit that, yes, the global temperatures have been on a steady average. They haven't really increased in the last almost 20 years now. It's almost been 20 years at the time this video is being made. And they still have not been able to predict things correctly. The climate models have been proven to be off time and time again. Well, finally they had a British scientist, I just heard this on Rush Limbaugh today, come out and say that, well, the reason the models are off is because we've been curbing our emissions and it's the policies. And a couple of years ago, I made this prediction that this is what they were going to do. That eventually they were going to run out of cards to play and the public was going to smarten up to the fact that things weren't as bad as they said they were going to be. I know we had a couple major hurricanes this year, but it's not really out of the ordinary. It's been 12 years, and this is the problem, is that they see that they're telling us this crap. They're spoon-feeding us garbage. And because of the internet being a double-edged sword, they can't keep spoon-feeding us without us calling them out on their bullshit. So this is what they're going to do. They're going to say that the reason that the climate models aren't correct and that temperatures aren't where they predicted they were going to be and that the ice caps are increasing and not decreasing, they're going to say it was because of their intervening and their policies. They're going to take credit for what was naturally going to happen. And they've done this in the past before. They did it with the ozone layer. I've made a video on the ozone layer. I'm not the first one to have made these videos. I don't take credit for being the mastermind of this stuff. I'm sure there's been plenty of other people that have pointed this out and said it before, but I just wanted to put it out there for you guys. So anyway, the ozone layer, they blamed it all on Freon for why the hole was there, but in reality ozone increases. Ozone is formed when oxygen comes into contact with sunlight. So because we've been receiving more UV radiation than usual, the ozone layer sealed itself up. They took credit for it. They outlawed the substance and it sealed it up. They used correlation for their argument instead of causation. They used correlation and argued that it was causation, and it wasn't. And they're doing the same thing with climate change. They're going to say that it was their policies that impacted the planet enough to save it, and then they're going to use this to advance more agendas. They're going to say that we need more of those policies. If we don't have more of those policies, then the planet will, it may be fine for now, but in 50 years from now, it's going to be bad again. They're going to start saying this. You're going to see this in the news. It's going to be in the headlines. It's going to start forming. I should have made this video a year ago, but I waited because I kind of hate talking about this subject. It pisses me off. People get really emotional and they're not willing to listen to both sides. But I just want it out there that I made this prediction. And so did Rush, and so did many other people. I'm sure there's plenty of other people out there on YouTube that made this same sort of, conclusion that this is what they were going to do with it. It's only obvious. They're trying to make themselves out to be the heroes of the planet, and then we're going to listen to more things that they say. So just remember, you heard it here, and if in a year from now or 2 years or 10 years, however long it takes, just expect that they're going to start taking credit. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry if that rants on a little bit too long, but message has to be heard. So anyway, thanks for listening.